Hi, everybody. Carl Diffendorfer here. I hope you're doing well. Today's a new day, right? Today, I want to share with you something that's very near and dear to my heart. It's actually something that changed my life forever, and something valuable. And it goes back quite a few years in time. And so I'm going to be kind of vulnerable and transparent with you today. I think that's one of the things that we need to do more as people is share some of our journey of what it is that's brought us to where we are today, and what our walk has looked like. What does it look like in our learning about God and who He is, and our families, and all those types of things. So here's my story. I believe it was the year, I know it was the year 1998. And I was 18 years old, and dating the love of my life, excited about life and excited about where I was going to go. And so here I was, kind of going through a tough time. And the tough time was that we had recently found out that my grandfather had been he had Parkinson's disease. Now, I didn't know anything about that, and I was too young and naive to really spend any time researching it. But I knew that his life was going to start to slow down. And back then, they didn't really have the same kind of drugs they have today to help people live longer through that. He had worked a hard life. He was a farmer. He was an entrepreneur, and he was a business owner. He had numerous endeavors that he did, and he had provided well for his family. And I was proud of him. I really was. And so this would have been September 1st, 1998. I'm going to show you a picture here in a moment. And this was the day after my 18th birthday. August 31st is my birthday. And here I am, getting ready to meet with him. And this moment in time stands still for me because I didn't know. Now it stands still. Back then, I didn't know what I know now. So let me share this picture with you. And I just want you to show a picture of me and my grandfather. I think you can even see, I think I probably cried that day because I knew my time with him was coming to an end. I don't think it was the last time that I saw him, but I think it was the last time I was with him sitting up at very least. And so here is my picture of my grandfather and I, September 1st, 1998. I just recently found this picture, and I was reminded of the story of what happened that day. And so if we go a little deeper here, you'll see down in the right-hand corner, you can barely see it. It says 9/1/98. There's a real picture, not a digital picture. And so this was my grandfather, and his name was Warren, and great man of God. I actually still have, I should bring it up and show it to you sometime. I have his Bible all marked up, and what a great heritage to have something like that. But so what I want to show you is this. He's... Actually, I guess it would have been a few days after this, probably October, November. He died in December of that year, but he was laying in bed. He couldn't get up at this point. And I remember I walked in the house and I saw this picture that had always hung on the wall since I was a little kid. And the picture had a Bible verse on it. And I'm going to try not to get choked up here today. Picture had a Bible verse on it. And the Bible verse, when I saw it, when I walked through the kitchen, I was like, oh, wow, I should show that to Grandpa. Now, a little bit more that's happened here in the last couple of years. The family farm that's been, I believe, in our family for 3 generations recently sold. It was sad to see it go. My grandmother had lived there. She recently passed last year. She reached 100 years old. And so this was me and my grandfather. And basically, I saw this picture and I said, I should show that to Grandpa because I know he's not going to be able to get up and see it, but it's such a powerful group of words. And here's the picture. I want to show it to you. Now, it's nothing really that pretty. It's very kind of antiquated. It's by a local author that painted these. This is actually glass, and the author painted on the glass. And sometimes he painted on the back and sometimes on the front. Um, so this picture says, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee." Now, I know that's very, that's, old language there, but and that's Isaiah 26:3. So I took it off the wall, this picture right here, and I walked in. And I said, "Grandpa, I saw this picture. I thought maybe this would be something that would help you with your day." And he teared up a little bit. I teared up, and he couldn't really talk very well. So he pulled me down to his ear and he said, "Could I give that to you?" And so here I am today. I still have it hanging in my office. How are you at finding perfect peace? I wasn't going to cry on this. Sorry, everybody, although it shows how important it is. How are you at keeping perfect peace? Are you keeping your mind stayed, meaning firmly planted on God? And do you trust him? If you're able to do that, you will have perfect peace. And so my challenge to you today is, you might say, how do I keep perfect? How do I keep my mind stayed on thee? How do I keep my mind on God? Well, I think it talks about in Scripture the fact that we need to continuously go to the Lord constantly. And then we also need to make the choice to trust that no matter what happens, he is still the God of our lives. And so keep your mind on Christ today. Keep your mind on the things that God has done for you and in you and through you. And as you do that, stay on him. Spend time in Scripture. Spend time in worship. Spend time looking at the things of God that you know and things of God that you might need to know. And as you do that, you will find perfect peace. Now, here I am. I'm crying. I don't do that on camera very often. I want to show you something that might help you. I don't know if you're like this, but some of us have things in our lives that feel impossible. If I say that, do you have something that comes in your life that you're like, yeah, that feels impossible? I have some of those too. I think we all do. And so I want to challenge you with an idea. This right here is a little hand-carved turtle. It's pretty cool, right? This turtle, I would like to share with you as an idea of what you could do to begin to keep your mind on God. And that's through the word surrender. If you have an impossible thing in your life, it's not beyond God to fix it. God can fix and change anything. And so I would challenge you to find a box. I call it your God box. And inside of that box, put things, sticky notes or papers inside of it of the things that you need God to fix. What are those things? Now, this is a beautiful hand-carved turtle from Haiti. I believe it was purchased right after my grandfather died. I don't remember if that's the trip that we got it. But the reason I picked this turtle is that sometimes God moves at a turtle's pace to fix those things that we're waiting on him to fix, right? And so I have in here, I actually have a client written in here right now, praying for his business. It feels like an impossible situation for his business, how he's going to fix it. But I told him that I was going to give it to the Lord, surrender it to the Lord and say, God, this feels impossible. I know it feels impossible for my client. It doesn't feel impossible for me. I know he can fix it, but for him it does. So I put it in here, and I'm going to be putting a lot more things in here. The things that I need to give to the Lord that I can't change, that I can't control, the things that he needs to fix. I'll be writing them down and putting them in here. And I challenge you to do the same. And so from today, thou wilt keep in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. I challenge you today. Think about that as you go about your day. May you be blessed. I hope this was a blessing for you to hear this today, and we'll talk to you real soon. Take care.